stat-wise, color-wise, it's an invert. It's a white Pokeball with some red trimmings on it. I love the way.
To be fully inverted, the white and red would
have to be reversed.
It's pure white. It
has red trimmings.
Yeah.
I love the way Premier Balls look. Yeah, we'll do battle studies too. The thing is, then we're gonna move on with the plot. I wanted to at least get that because the one guy because I don't want to make fun of you if you are watching this because of whose stream that was and how you might be on this video, but like it was just funny to see someone flip out over that, not knowing that was a mechanic.
Wait, another day, another round of that. Wait, did she just?
What?
Did she just do a fucking martial arts chant?
A little bit.
I think that's what Otsu is.
Yeah.
I was gonna say she's gonna say something about terastallizing now.
She's the battle person. Biology, to break down the classes, and I like how they frame this, biology is passive things related to how Pokemon work on a more genetic level and stuff, and is more about kind of the, like, weird aspects of Pokemon, like he mentioned, walking around with your Pokemon and breeding. Math is normally about number mechanics, so stats and stuff.
Imagine if high-level math, the game became a, like, super asshole and started asking you, like, EV training questions. Like, how much damage something
No, I was
does.
about to make a joke about... Damn it. I was about to make a joke about that, and I was going to say something that would only be funny to me and you and this one other person that might see this, and if this was just me trying to straight face into it, and it was like, my question would be like, if you have a modest pixelate Sylveon with maximum EV training and special attack, using Hyper Voice on a, like, 248 HP modest Goodra with 8 special defense and an assault vest, how much damage does...
I almost want the game to do crap like that just to see people be completely and utterly stomped by it.
Sure, rebounds. Let's see what the question is. Try to read.
I assume it would be...
I think it's Hill Up.
The game doesn't...
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
That one I couldn't remember, but the other two answers...
We haven't actually done a, like...
Yeah, but I'd seen it.
It's also called Heal Up. I assume it would be that, unless you were making some weird-ass pun.
Yes.
Like Shore Up. Which is funny, because it's a healing move.
Anyhow, we'll get back to the plot. Oh, try to remember to do classes. As you do the gyms and stuff, you get more at the school, but...
Pilot said, I want to like you. I want to like you, but you're too fucking slow.
It's going on the Trick Room. I love Trick Room.
Trick Room is bullshit.
Is it though?
No, it fucking is.
Is it though?
Trick Room is bullshit if you dedicate to a Trick Room.
Retake. Okay, cool.
Trick Room is bullshit, and if you dedicate to Trick Room, that shows you're like incapable of piloting a team that requires skill.
Except, damn it, I can't straight face into my other stupid joke. Hold on. No, except Trick Room. God, I can't do this. I'm trying to crack jokes. I'm laughing too much. No, Carson, Trick Room is skill because you see, I need to use Trick Room to stop you from setting up Prankster Tailwind. The best counter to Prankster Tailwind is Trick Room.
No. Well, you see, when you have a Mimikyu next to an Indeedee, you have the Indeedee click follow me, have it hold the focus sash, it dies to both of the hits, Mimikyu sets up a Trick Room, and then now that the Indeedee is dead, you send out Amoonguss to start putting everything to sleep, swap to Torkoal, blow everyone up, profit.
Except, damn it. I keep pausing the dialogue because I'm trying to crack jokes. Except you are wrong because I specifically made sure to do the one anti-Indeedee. But I can't straight face into this even though someone literally did something like what I am about to explain. It's like, because you can do with a certain sort of speed tier and stuff. Except you fool because of how obvious the Trick Room in Indeedee next... The Trick Room focus, redirection, and DD next to the Mimikyu is, you see, I made sure to have my anti-Trick Room, anti-redirection lead that is a, Choice Specs holding Duraludon with Stalwart next to a faster Pokemon with spread damage to break the disguise, ignore the redirection, and blow up the fucking...
Is Duraludon even in this game?
In this game, no.
Okay.
But I'm saying the one thing is a meme, but that was a weird team No, Duraludon is not in this game.
Of course.
But in Sword and Shield, people would do, like... They would often risk the accuracy and, like, choice specs into Steel Beam. Make sure the Duraludon was slower than the Pokemon with a spread damage move.
Actually, I believe because of the way it worked, Steel Beam is, I think, 100 accuracy. Because it always takes half your health.
I thought it was 90.
I can't remember.
My point is that does beat the...
Of course, people would do shit like that.
Joking aside, that was a good anti-Trick Room. And it was always the funniest to make sure the Duraludon was, like, slower than the spread damage user so that the Mimikyu's disguise would be broken dynamically, and then you ignore the redirection and blow up the Mimikyu.
That's why people do. This is why I think No Guard needs to be buffed to ignore both redirection and disguise. And specifically those two things.
Go back to the plot. I was just laughing
because disguise is too fucking powerful.
Because Stalwart ignores redirection, so there was... I'm not just memeing. There was an actual...
Though, like... to be fair, I made a joke, like, is Duraludon in this game? Well, it's not. Barraskewda is, and Barraskewda has Propeller Tail, which does the same thing, so you could at least do something like that in this game with Barraskewda.
Yes, but Duraludon specifically, because it was a Steel type and had, like, Stab, Steel Beam, and a good special attack, and...
Oh yeah, it would completely dump.
People were willing to waste 50% of their health to stop Trick Room.
Beam. Because Trick Room is Gaiden 2 fucking free. I didn't notice she has fangs.
Yes.
Never noticed that before. Then again, I guess most art, her mouth is closed, so...
Seriously, on the Trick Room. Like, Follow Me and other forms of redirection are a good way to get Trick Room, and Mimikyu was a great Pokemon. Except, the thing about Mimikyu in that specific matchup, and it's why people would do very specific... If you were trying to shut down Trick Room and it was a decent pick for that...
I honestly think Disguise needs to be nerfed again. I honestly kind of think Disguise should be nerfed to maybe only block super effective. I'm still not sure which one would be less broken, if it blocks neutral or blocks super effective. I guess if it blocks super... I was going to say if it blocks super effective, that would cover over a few things, but Sobo still has basically the not, like, a Mold Breaker with Sunsteel Strike, so I guess you could have it block super effective hits. That would actually make it knockoff susceptible, so yeah, I guess there is that.
Yo, bitch. randomly point that weird steel beam thing was
because fucking like Mimikyu and a Mimikyu holding a mental herb and an Indeedee with psychic terrain and redirection is so fucking oppressive. You basically need an ass backwards strategy like that to be able to fucking beat this.
It fucking worked is the point, though.
Of course it did.
And that was an off-meta sort of meme pig, but a lot of people did that to anti-Trick Room because you were just fast enough and just strong enough to do that crap.
Of course. Because Duraludon's special attack is, I think, like 115.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn good.
Wait. I think it's physical defense might be the one. No, I think its physical defense is 115 and the special attack's 110.
Oh, like, that's a big difference.
I'm just trying to... It's marginal because of stat growth. My point. I'm pretty sure the 15. Anyway, like... That specific, oddly specific thing was one of the few decent...
Goddamn, how long were we asleep? I swear that was like 4 transitions.
Because of the better part about weird setups like that, Duraludon's speed, because it's 75, and this was always the funniest thing for weird mid-maxing, because Duraludon is 75, you have an Intimidator like Arcanine, and you can literally mid-speed Arcanine to make sure...
No, because we're already in the dorm, this doesn't work, but are we about to be the late anime student running to school with toast in their mouth?
We're at the school.
I said, like, we're at the dorm, so
I
exactly.
seem to remember another funny thing about that weird Duraludon bullshit. I believe people mid-maxed Arcanine to get, like, 1 point over positive 75 so that it could be faster in Snarl. I love dumb shit like that, though.
Okay. When something is so oppressive, I said you have to, like, bend over or backwards to find a counter. Though apparently it's somehow my fault for not running a counter to every single team when I can only pick 4 Pokemon at a time.
You mean 4... you need to... Damn it.
I said 4 at a time.
No! 4...
I have Bananasaurus!
No! Fuck, I can't talk. I know you said 4 at a time! No, what you should have said is... Apparently it's my fault for not being able to counter every kind of Pokemon archetype ever when I could only pick 4 at a time out of my very limited team of 6. Damn it, I'm trying to straight face into jokes, but I'm cracking myself off because this is the cynical part of me. So my solution is just to have Protect on everyone.
Yeah.
That works more than it should, and Protect is skillless nonsense. And there is the justification set up for the game. Which admittedly is like, I mean, it's what the trailer said, but I do love the, full context for that.
Oh, I see. You just got back from an OU game. Come on, Cyclosaur. Let's go ladder on people.
Basically. Well, okay, you're saying that. I mean, he's still on the radar, but to get banned, you need to get a majority. Split, it was,
I thought it was going through a suspect test right now.
No. No, they did the vote.
Oh.
The vote was, 4 banned, 5 not banned.
Always that one motherfucker.
And it is literally not exactly...
It's like when they say 9 out of 10 doctors agree. It's like, who's that fucking 10th asshole that disagreed with this? 4
out of 5 dentists agree.
It's like, who...
No, 4 out of 5 dentist degree. Okay, that's a good majority, but I want to talk to the guy.
That's why everyone makes a joke out that. It's like who's the person that disagreed with this? And why?
No, like the suspect testing. Remember how I said a bunch of Pokemon were getting banned and had been banned the other day? Cyclosaur was in that ban list. It was already being suspect tested, and they just took a council vote. And because it was to get banned, you need a massive majority, and it was like a weird. I think it was like 5 said do not ban, and 4 said ban. Even though it's not exactly Cyclosaur that's the problem, it's Shedtail, because Shedtail is stupid.
That's something I've been thinking of. If Shedtail was minus priority, do you think people would think the move is way better or way worse?
As it currently works,
because it's a fast switch, but it's a fast switch that generates the literally best substitute in the game, so it fixes the problem of fast switching of your Pokemon that comes in has to take the hit.
It's funny because there are contentious arguments that because it's a fast switch that a lot of times certain hyper offensive Pokemon break the substitute before anything gets to use it.
Also, I can't hear you over Choice Specs, Infiltrator, Noivern.
No wonder you're running that on the ladder, silly person.
But that's like a fast fuck. That's like one of the few fast fucks that's faster than the fast fucks ruining the game.
You also don't inherently need Infiltrator, but that's just an extra specific fuck you, because you could also just Terrestrial Boom Burst.
Yeah, she could.
Cell moves go through subs. Actual mechanic.
Yeah, you could just Terrestrial normal Boom Burst.
Cell moves go through substitute. Infiltrator also goes through substitute and light screen and reflect. So if you're gonna run Infiltrator and you're gonna run sound moves, Infiltrator would be good for anything that's not sound. Like you could drop a Draco, as people say. Always love that term, because Draco Meteor is obnoxious. Noivern is not the strongest Pokemon ever created, but...
The Fairy Crew, Dark Crew, Fire, Poison, what was the last one?
You can look at the map. I think it was a Fighting Person. Or... It's my treasure hunt, or I could ignore all 3 of you fucks.
Going for the white ending, I see.
It's the I'm gonna tell everyone to fuck off, and I'm gonna become God ending.
Oh no, that's the True Demon ending.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
No, literally it is. You reject everyone's reason and create your own.
Okay. There we go. I'm gonna help everyone anyway, because despite the fact that it's technically 3 stories, you technically do not get the true ending to this game unless you do everything anyway.
And what kind of Let's Player would skip content? That would be disingenuous.
Damn it, Chris.
Sometimes I don't even entirely know what I'm dissing on. I just know I'm vaguely referring to something.
Booyah! The boy! Vroom vroom, motherfucker.
So if I start a battle on him, I can use it in battle. Fuck no.
Now I just need to find the correct gate and I can get my team together and then we can start doing stupid shit. Especially because we're...
Also, we all know motorcycles make everything better.
Especially... Yeah, you just... it's so cool. Save in case stupid shit happens. Especially because we're still on, like, that 1.0 version of the game, which is after the 1 patch, but, the game is
still... Wait, if it's 1 point...
No, I think it's like the...
If we're still on 1...
I think it's like the...
1.10...
It's like 1 point... All the major glitches and shit that are sort of exploitable are like the 1.0. It's like, it's that first patch that's the day 1 patch. I forget the exact number for that. It's all the
Because I was going to bring up, if we're on that might, like, at some point in between recordings, you might need to see if the game can actually update, because apparently, like, 1.11 is supposed to be, like, the most current version or something. So
I think I have the most current versions. Don't remember the... It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So anyway, because we were talking about it, what is your opinion on Trick Room? In my opinion, I don't think Trick Room is inherently overpowered. However, I think Trick Room makes a few stupid Pokemon overpowered, and I would make this argument that the problem with Trick Room is not Trick Room itself, it's that a few Pokemon under Trick Room are a little bit too brain dead and cannot easily be stopped. Torkoal comes to mind because Sun boosted Eruption in doubles is ridiculous, especially if you're doing a Torkoal set where you basically use a choice specs and bring Torkoal in for free after a Pokemon basically faints or pivots out. Even if you're only using a Torkoal set to actually use Protect, I still think Eruption is stupid, and in this game, Terrestrializing makes Eruption even more stupid, and Torkoal is one of the few Pokemon that I actually think is a little bit brain dead. Yes, Wide Guard exists, I'm aware of that, and yes, Flash Fire exists, and yes, I know Eruption does less damage if the user takes damage. The less health you have, the less damage it does. I am aware of these things, but Torkoal has a speed of 20 and basically hits incredibly hard in a way that forces you to run Wide Guard or try to bring a very niche fire immunity that you otherwise might not inherently need, and I do think that is a bit excessive. And speaking of excessive, Amoonguss comes to mind, because Amoonguss can be a good redirector for Trick Room teams, because outside of a Trick Room, Amoonguss can help set Trick Room by pulling damage away, and then Spore is incredibly easy to spam under a Trick Room. My overall point is this: I think Trick Room can enable a few brain dead strategies, but I do not inherently think Trick Room is the problem. If these problematic Pokemon are not in a Pokemon game, then these problematic Pokemon cannot be used on a Trick Room team, and that means a Trick Room team has less options to be annoying. And I also think letting Torkoal set the sun was the biggest mistake that they ever made in Pokemon, because Drought Torkoal under Trick Room is ridiculous and really does need a few extra balances. But I am rambling at this point. I would love to know what you think of Trick Room, because in my opinion, it really does teeter in and out of being kind of brain dead because it is not Trick Room. It is a few stupid Pokemon under a Trick Room that are way too overpowered to a point that they can be incredibly difficult to stop. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribed to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.